Welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, June 26th in the MLB. Our two favorite picks are on the way. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan, recapping yesterday. Another winning day, Logan. We'll take those. 2-1. D-backs, first five team total under. Cash that. The easiest bet of the day was Mariners Twins, first five under. There wasn't a single run scored in that first five. Yankees, Reds over 9.5. Like, hey, it happens. Yankees, I would argue Yankees probably scored like 15 runs yesterday. What'd they go, Logan? 3 for 20, 4 for 20, terrible numbers with runners in scoring position. Just a bad break there. But hey, we'll take a 2-1 day. We ain't complaining about that. I also posted, if you check and follow us on X, posted a chalkboard entry. So hopefully you tail that bad boy because that baby smacked. I'll be rolling over the $47 later on today on Chalkboard. Again, I post that pick. I actually send it out early to our paying members, including the people on YouTube. And then I also post it on Twitter. So we'll be trying to cook up something to hopefully double our money there. We'll see if we can figure something out. A reminder, if you sign up for Chalkboard, use my code COS. They'll give you a 100% deposit match up to $100. They'll also give you this Clayton Kershaw free pick for him to get one out. Sure, he's in Coors Field. He'll get one out, though. Of course, sign up using that code COS or the link down below. And again, here are all the states where you will find Chalkboard in. If it's in your state, sign up using that code COS or the link down below. Now, yesterday, we had our dinger play. Aaron Judge and Ellie couldn't come through, although both of them did get 2+ bases. So the read wasn't terrible. We're back running a dinger long shot. Here's the two guys I cooked up. Brent Rooker, Wenzel Perez. Love both guys. Putting $10 on this to turn into 270. Now, again, this is the DraftKings promo where you give you a risk-free token to use, and sometimes there's just 5, 10, $50. I don't know. Everyone's account's different. Ours is 10. So again, we're putting $10 on this puppy. It's risk-free. So if they don't come through, we get our money back, which is not the worst thing in the world. And if both hit a homer, we're giving away $25. Just go down below, like and subscribe. Simple as that. You can be $25 richer tomorrow. If you tail the slip, can be even richer than that. But to speak on both these guys, Brent Rooker facing a lefty in a day game. Lefty day games, Rooker's really goated. He always seems to hit a homer. And I like the matchup there. And then Wenzel Perez also facing lefty. He's been swinging the bat hot. In the over-under for that game sitting at around 9.5. I think there's some runs in that game, and hopefully these two guys are helping the cause with an over there. I think there's Brent Rooker, Wenzel Perez, lock in. We need you to send 1 yard. Speaking of runs, we're going to Logan. He's got another over, and we're getting our lick back on that one in the Reds-Yankees game yesterday. Logan, we want some runs. Which game are we rooting for runs in?
Yeah, we need it in the worst way. I'm asking the Rays and Royals to give me some runs today. I'm taking the over 9.5. Minus 120 on Fanatics is your best value there. And I feel like, Logan, I see 10 on my book. I like it at 10 as well. You would get push potential, though, if they are sharp on this line. It lands on 10. I play this one up to, honestly, 10.5. Both these two starting pitchers, I think, are in terrible matchups today. And when I see a total this high, not at Coors, not at Wrigley, ballparks like that, I just historically take the over. Not a whole lot of questions asked. But today, it makes a whole lot of sense why we see a 9.5 or even a 10 line for these two teams. Because game 1 and 2 have soared under this line. The trend ends today with amazing hitting weather. Number one, you got the wind blowing straight out. According to Ballpark Pal, 4% home run boost, 19% runs in general. With the wind blowing out at Kauffman, this does turn into a very hitter-friendly situation for us today, and that's why we're going to have great over conditions. Like I said yesterday, Great American Ballpark, the hitting conditions were great. Just straight-up poverty with runners in scoring position. Again, I don't swing the bat for them. Can't decide that. But I think these two teams bring the bats today, and it starts against Michael Lorenzen, who starts for the Royals. 4.81 ERA, 1.37 whip. Teams have really figured out how to hit Michael Lorenzen this season. Now, back on April 29th, Lorenzen did go 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run versus the Rays. They're going to be a lot better versus him a second time because it's not like he has amazing strikeout stuff. It's not like he blows you away with his pitch arsenal. The Rays, we'll get to him. Lorenzen has pitched a lot worse since then. He's not entering this game in good form. He's allowed he's allowed at least 1 home run in 4 of his last 5 starts, and then 3 walks in back-to-back starts as well. So really, if you're patient, Lorenzen will walk you, and he will also make mistake pitches that, again, with hitter-friendly conditions, hopefully those turn into home runs today. And with runners in scoring position, Lorenzen allowing a .257 batting average, which is decently high. With men on, though, his batting average is .269. So he's not elite at pitching out of the stretch, not like a Max Fried or any of those that, like we saw yesterday. Mike Lorenzen is in a good spot to get hit up today, and hitters see him best second and third time through. 316 batting average allowed second time through, 256 batting average allowed third time through. So it's really, hitters do make adjustments versus him, and the Rays are hitting 306 in their last 5 games versus right-handed pitching. They are seeing righties well. I think they get to Lorenzen today. And then on the other side, it's Shane Baz starting for the Rays, 4.79 ERA and a 1.33 WHIP for Baz. Back on May 1st, when we saw this Royals versus Rays series, Baz went 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 7 earned runs versus the Royals. So they had plenty of at-bats versus him, and they made the most of that. I'm once again asking Royals to do that today, against Shane Baz. I liked what we saw from that start against the Royals that first time through. Now with men on, Shane Baz allowing a 264 batting average, 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, up to 276 batting average. So again, both these two starting pitchers pitching onto the stretch and with guys in scoring position aren't all that impressive. And again, it's just going to take a few timely hits strung together, to really get some runs. Baz also has a problem finding the zone. You look at his last 3 starts: 4 walks, 3 walks. I'm just saying, Royals, if it's not in the zone, you don't have to swing at it today. Please, just take your walk, and then we'll need some timely hits. But I think that they can definitely be patient against Shane Baz. And then we go to the bullpens. Over the last week, Tampa Bay, 20th in bullpen ERA. Kansas City, 15th in bullpen ERA. Again, are either of these bullpens necessarily elite? I don't think so. And the fact that this is the 3rd game in the series, they should be able to adjust to some of these bullpen arms. I still see there being run opportunities late and early, obviously, with the starting pitchers that I talked about. So I love this as an over today. Hopefully we do not strand runners in scoring position, because nothing pisses me off more. But Austin, I'm speaking into existence. Love this. We're going to get some runs out in Kauffman. But what you rolling with today?
Yeah, speaking of stranded runners in scoring position, I wouldn't be mad if in my pick that is the case today, as I have another under, and I'm going to the first 5. Now, I don't think this will be as sweat-free as the Twins-Mariners one was yesterday with 0 runs. Let's hope we can get another easy winner in this first 5 category. So I'm going Blue Jays Guardians, first 5 under 4.5, minus 120 on FanDuel is the best value by far. You got a couple books around minus 130, minus 135. I really like this pick. I think this is going to be a great spot for 2 pitchers that are coming off rocky starts, and we'll kind of touch on that in just 1 second. Now, do I like them as much as like George Kirby and Joe Ryan yesterday? Probably not. These are 2 offenses. They're a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Mariners and Twins, at least more consistent. Although the Guardians really haven't been a great offense all year. So what am I even talking about? But again, I think this is a good spot to back and under. Now, if you're just talking about this game, we have a very early start at 1 p.m. The Blue Jays are getting their heinies on a bus or on the plane and going over to Boston. So they have a divisional series coming. And it would not shock me if in an early start, maybe they rest someone, because they have a divisional series coming, no day off in between. Wouldn't shock anyone if they are like, Vladdy, take the day off, man. On the same breath, the Guardians are staying back at home, but they're facing Kevin Gausman, who they have struggled with in the past, especially Jose Ramirez. It's really bad splits against. And if we can get Jose out, feel pretty good about this pick. But let's talk about Kevin Gausman, who, I'll be honest, has not pitched well this year, especially as of late. In fact, he's coming off a disaster class, 7 earned runs in his last start. Now, his previous starts in June weren't much better, like 3 or 4 earned runs, which we don't want to see today. But I feel like that 7 earned runs hopefully was a wake-up call for Gausman to lock in, because sure, you might be able to skate by with 2, 3, 4 earned run starts, but when you give up 7, you got to look in the mirror and be like, what am I doing? And I think this is a bounce back start. That was his 3rd time this year where he gave up 6 or more earned runs. The next start immediately following that, he gave up 0 earned runs in both outings. And in fact, one of the starts after giving up 6 or more was against the Guardians, where he went out through 7 shutout innings, 1 hit allowed. And that would show, because they don't have great splits against him. He has 3 career starts versus this Guardians team, 0. Well, his last 3. He has a lot more, but I don't want to pull stats from like 2020. His last 3 starts against them, 0, 3, and 0 earned runs. We could afford 3, but hopefully we can get one of those 0 earned run starts back in there. And what I really like from Gausman, 98th percentile in off-speed run value. Now, he does throw a lot of 4-seam fastballs, about 50, 55%. So they're going to be looking for fastballs, but if we can mix in that off-speed, get some easy ground balls, I think we have a good chance. And there's only 2 Guardians that have a plus a 1 or higher in run value against 4-seamers. Jose Ramirez, who has great splits against, and Daniel Schneemann, who's kind of like a platoon guy, who will be in the lineup today. But again, the rest of the team's not been great, is either league average or below league average against 4-seamers. I think Gausman can pitch decently well here. Then we turn it over to Tanner Bybee because we can't just have Gausman pitch a gem because Tanner Bybee can't go out there and give up 5, which is exactly what he did in his last outing out in Sacramento. Now, granted, Sacramento, a much more hitter-friendly ballpark than Cleveland. In the first few games of this series, it's been hitter-friendly. The weather's starting to cool down here, and I think he can go out there and pitch well. Like I said, his last starting in Sacramento, 11 hits allowed, 5 runs, did go 8 innings pitched, so gave them some length, but again, not a great start, and he'll be pitching back at home here, where he's been much better this year. 2.5 ERA and a 2.29 opponent batting average allowed, a 2.12 ERA in day games, which we know this is a day game, a 1 p.m. start. And then we look at him in his splits. He's much tougher on righties than he is lefties, which is a good thing because this is a team in the Blue Jays that has some lefties to stack in there, like Addison Barger and stuff like that. But majority of their damage is mostly coming from the righties. The OPS much lower versus righties, like over 100 points lower. And we think about the righties in the lineup, probably Bo Bichette, Vladdy, and those are the guys we're probably going to see in the top of the 5th, third time through the order kind of thing. Springers, Kirks, those guys have been giving him a lot of contributions. But we've seen Bybee face this Blue Jays team before. His 3 career starts since 2023, 0, 2, and 2 earned runs. And as I said, an early day game, divisional series next up for the versus the Red Sox. Quick flight over there to Boston. Like we said, wouldn't shock anyone if they maybe already have their bags packed and they're ready to go. It's kind of what we saw from the D-backs yesterday. They had the bags packed, and we just got a little bit unlucky that someone reached on a 3rd strike and they scored 2 of their runs were unearned. But again, I think given this game is priced as a pick'em, and I believe that when you see a pick'em price, maybe you think, hey, the starting pitchers, we think they're even. They go out there and shove, and then the pick'em comes from the bullpens. We have no idea what bullpen arms we're going to get. I really think this is a lower scoring game through 5. So give me the Guardians and Blue Jays under 4.5 in the first 5, minus 120 for 1 unit. Logan's picks, root for some runs in the Rays and Royals game. And then, of course, if you want to, and then we're swinging for the fences with this dinger long shot. Hey, if we could cash this, it'd be 2.6 units back to the bankroll. We would absolutely love that. Again, I'll have a chalkboard entry posted in a little bit. So if you want to sign up for chalkboard and tail a slip that will look similar to this one, you can sign up using my code COS or the link down below. That will give you this free pick for Kershaw to get you 1 out later on today. Either way, it's Austin Logan. We're signing out. Let's go 2-0 today. Let's cash that dinger long shot, and hopefully I can cook up a chalkboard entry, and I'll post that on X or Twitter later on today, as well as to our COS All-Stars and our Dub Club members. We're out of here. We'll see you guys back on Friday with a much bigger slate. See you guys then. Peace.